This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. Welcome to our show, Heartbeat Live. I'm your host, Ray Orosa. Magkakapiling tayo dito para mapag-usapan itong kumukulong bagay na tinatawag na martial law. Baka naalala po ninyo nung isang linggo, ang nakapanayam natin dito ay isang tao who was and still is in favor of martial law. Si Ginoong Ramon Casiple, who is a political analyst that is, has a very, very good reputation. But that's his opinion. Bakit namin inimbita dito si Mon Casiple? Para mabigyan tayo, mga mamamayan, ng pagkakataon na suriin kung ano man ang nangyayari sa ating bansa and to come to our own decision about whether we are for it or against. Hindi po ito yung tayo kikiling dito o kikiling doon. Ako, personal, sasabihin ko sa inyo na ang layunin ko, kung ang guest ko, for example, dito is for martial law, I will ask opposing questions. Pero kung yung akin namang guest dito ay kontra sa martial law, I will ask also opposing questions. Hindi ibig sabihin no, naniniwala ako sa martial law o hindi. Binibigyan ko kayo ng pagkakataon na masiyasat ng maigi ang nilalaman ng puso at utak ng ating panauhin dito. So kanya sa gabing ito, minarapat namin yanyahan naman isang tao na ayaw naman sa martial law. Wala na pong iba kundi si Atty. Bono Adasa. Alam mo, this is the most underrated and under-recognized lawyer in the Philippines. He's got a brilliant mind. He's written so many books. And he's a very, very good friend. And we always have fun together at maski na nagkokontrahan yung mga ideya namin. But at least, we respect each other. Yun naman ang mahalaga pag nagkakaroon tayo ng dialogue, di ba? Na yung respeto at paggalang sa bawat isa ay nananatili. Okay.
Alam mo,
Kuya Bono, opening statement.
Good evening, and good evening to some special people who told me they'll watch this program.
Oo.
One of them is a bright student from Aureliano University and who works in my office, Jen Mangoni. So I told Jen, you watch if you want to become a lawyer, how this thing will be discussed, because you're going to have a host who knows his onions.
And a guest who does not know onions but also the luya.
Yeah. Alam mo, Ray, I want to disabuse the minds of people that I am anti-Duterte. I'm not. Because my politics has never been personal. Even during the time of Marcos, we fought so hard. I fought him so hard, but it was nothing personal.
It was on principle and on
It is
law.
on principle, it's on vision, it's on ideals. No? It's the same thing here with the Duterte government. I have nothing personal against him or any of his people, but we will analyze the problems in the manner that
It deserves.
it deserves to be analyzed, and the people will be helped. Because you and I are just interested in God and country. Di ba?
Wala naman tayong mga ibang drama dito.
No, we have no agenda. We have no personal agenda. That's been my problem. Because even when I was in the thick of the fight, I have no personal agenda. My agenda is that for God and country. So, in the case of martial law, I was in Mindanao, by the way, for about a week. Because I was invited by the final affair of the Cagayan de Oro Press Club on the celebration of Freedom Month. So I was there on the 26th, martial law was proclaimed the 23rd. And my wife was telling me, don't go to Mindanao because there's a martial law, no? Marge was telling me, I said, no, there's nothing wrong with martial law, especially in a city like Cagayan de Oro. I've stayed there during the time, the dark days of Marcos, except for 1 year, 6 months, and 11 days in the Marcos political prisons, no? So I have
In other words, nakulong ka for your beliefs.
Yes,
and your stand and positions
yes.
on issues.
And the interesting highlight is this. Nang nakulong na ako, the investigators were asking me, no, in print. Kasi I was not a member of any party or anything. That was opposing Marcos. So, party to renounce. Sabi ko, group to renounce. University of the Philippines, Integrated Bar of the Philippines, Roman Catholic Church, MA Roman Catholic. You know. And then, crime committed, love of country. That's what you and I will do tonight. It's for love of country that we discuss martial law. Well, martial law is in Section 18 of Article 7 of the Constitution. And this is a martial law, this is a provision, that's a reaction to the Marcos martial law, our experience. So
in other words, yung provisions do sa Section 18 was based on the experience on the martial law proclaimed by President Marcos,
yes,
which contained a lot, in the eyes of some people or many people, it depends, I have not done a count on it, was defective in many respects.
Yes, defective. According to the President, that this is the same as the Marcos martial law. There are a lot of differences. Because first, the Marcos martial law is in about 10 pages, 1081, Proclamation 1081. This one is about 2 pages, no? With 6 whereases only. And it does not have any detail on the factual basis of the Declaration of Martial Law. At best, generalizations. No? So, in that sense, it's already defective. No? It's already defective because, and second, this was...
Ang sinasabi mo doon, dapat yan, sa proclamation ng martial law, nakadetalya ang rason.
Yes, detailed ang facts.
Ang facts
because
that
it's
support
facts,
it.
That support it. Walang detailed facts nito except what happened in Butig and later in Marawi City. Okay, so next one is, I've not seen a printed copy of martial law. There's got to be a printed copy because under Section 18 of Article 3, any citizen can elevate the matter to the Supreme Court. What can you elevate? Saliva.
Meron naman kopya dito.
Yeah,
For example, mabibigyan kita ng isang kopya.
Bigyan mo ako, but until tonight, I have not seen the copy. It's not publicly disseminated. Not in the papers or even in television. I've seen it in Facebook. So I characterize it as, other than being salivary, it's Facebook martial law in the sense that it did not comply with the written declaration. Because what can you elevate there? It's necessary that there should be a certified true copy of the printed declaration.
That contains sufficient detail.
Yes, detail.
So that you can adjudicate whether there is in fact
factual
a
basis.
factual basis.
Because you can introduce, you can comment on the factual basis whether it's true or not. Like, I've been in Cagayan de Oro for 1 week. So, talk to people who came from Iligan, from Bukidnon, because Cagayan de Oro is the capital, in a sense, of Region 10. It's the capital of Region 10. All the regional offices are there. Butuan and the other places. Okay. The same. Life is normal.
Walang pagbabago.
Walang pagbabago. Even in Iligan City.
Tahimik sinasabi mo.
Tahimik.
Walang gulo.
Walang gulo.
Ordinaryong gulo.
Walang ordinaryong gulo like robbery in Osami City. That's nothing to do with rebellion. It's robbery. Crimes, of course. Acts of lasciviousness, physical violence.
But all of that you're talking about that are quite ordinary crimes, but those are strictly police matters.
Yeah, precisely. And in my point of view, the matter in Marawi City was initially a police matter. You know why? Because the police were serving a warrant of arrest to Isnilon Hapilon, the leader now of the Abu Sayyaf. And then, initially, as a matter of fact, I've been listening to radio and also the printed copies of the reports coming from the military and the police. Initially, there were only 15.
Okay.
Mauti.
Yun na alam nila.
Yeah, yung alam nga nila. So, if they only knew 15, what's the matter with their intelligence? There must be an intelligence failure there. If it is necessary already to bring in the armed forces of the Philippines. But even the spokesman of the armed forces of the Philippines, 3 days after the declaration of martial law, sabi, the situation is well managed by the local authorities, by the police, by military. There is no spillover. Until now, there is no spillover in the whole island of Mindanao.
Okay, I think one question that is very important is this, no? In the martial law that na-declara ni Marcos, he cited, in the case in the Supreme Court, nag-cite sila ng intelligence information. But it was not the existence of an actual risk, but the possibility or the high possibility of a rebellion, as a consequence of which, in anticipation, he declared martial law. Now, sa provision ng Section 18 dito, sino lang ang pwedeng magdeklara ng martial law?
The same thing during the Marcos time. It's the president as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces and as the leader of the country.
But it is not as discretionary today as it was in the time of Marcos. Is that what you're trying to say?
Now, there are more constraints in the provision of the Constitution.
In other words, naglagay ang mga, sa konstitusyong bago,
Ang
ni
safeguards.
Cory, naglagay ng mga safeguards na kailangan o
Correct.
dapat tuparin ng pamahalaan.
That's why the provision of Section 18 is mandatory.
Oh.
Because it should be interpreted restrictively. Katulad ng the Congress, if it's not in session, should convene without the necessity we call, consistent with the rules of Congress, to determine whether martial law has been declared wrongly or correctly. Meaning it can sustain the president declaration, it can deny the proclamation, and the denial of the proclamation, by the way, cannot be reversed by the president. It's final and irrevocable.
Okay, when we look at it, however, dito sa konstitusyong bago, nakalagay diyan, it requires either a foreign military invasion or a public and armed uprising against the government. In terms of Mindanao, especially the Muslim areas, that's a condition that has been existing
For a long period of time.
for a long period of time, but we never really considered it as anything warranting the declaration of martial law. Ang pukpukan dyan, for example, sa Sulu. And for example, you remember the Sapano incident. Napakadaming ilang mga bagay dyan, but it was never considered, yet it was just as much of a danger to the public.
Yeah, it's police action in a sense. What's been happening. What I'm saying now is, the MILF is with the president, with administration.
Oh, nag-o-offer na nga ng tulong si Nur
The
Misuari.
MLF is with the administration.
But
The CPP-NP.
on that point, we will have to pause a while. We have a few reminders. Babalik po kami ni Kuya Bono.
Okay.